It keeps making these sounds like I'm shredding it, but I'm not. Actually, probably a good sound. I've tanned deer skins different ways. There's a formula that I've used for doing fur and hides like deer and stuff that uses battery acid. Yeah, seriously.
There's the secret sauce.
There it is, yeah. And the formula that I used was 1.5 ounces of battery acid to a gallon of water to 1/2 pound of salt. So I'd make up a 10-gallon batch of it, which simplified the math. You'd get a 5-pound bag of salt. I'd throw a little extra acid in it, so it'd be like a 16-ounce soda bottle. Fill that up with battery acid and then pour it in. You'd heat your water up on the stove, your 10 gallons, and do it in several containers if you have to, and add your salt and make it so, heat it and mix the salt until it's completely saturated so there's no salt particles floating around. You can't see it, it's just salt water now. Then you let that cool down a little bit and you add your battery acid and mix that in. And then you submerge your hides in that. You can't use any metal utensils. It's got to be in a plastic bucket or glass or something like that. You can't let the hide come up past the surface. They can't be exposed to air, or bacteria will get into the hide and rot it. So you have to sink it. And I always use, a couple well-placed rocks or something like that. And then the last time I did it, I made a hoop just about the size of the bucket I was using. And then I did, if you've ever seen a dream catcher, I made like a dream catcher kind of webbing in the hoop, and that kind of covered the whole thing. If you just sink it with a rock, I found, you plop a rock down there and everything goes down to the bottom, and then bloop, something comes up to the top. They throw another rock in, and then something else comes up. But that dream catcher thing seemed to keep it all down there. So that works pretty good for keeping. And I put some raccoons in there one time, and I got busy on a whole bunch of different projects, and it's like, forget about it. And I did for like 9 months. You would think of 9 months soaking in the battery acid that there'd be like nothing, no evidence left. But it was the best tan I ever got, and really easy to break it loose, and they lasted for years. I sewed these 3 coons together and used it for like a mantle around the shoulders for a long time. For finally, I think I might still even have it. This is ancient history, but yeah, so it's a good tan for kind of a industrial strength. It's a nice thing about brain tanning is if you're in a pinch, you could eat the darn thing, I prefer, when I'm doing this kind of work, I prefer to use primitive tools because it takes you back to A, and it worked for our ancestors for thousands of years. Can still work. This never changes. We work so hard for all our gadgets, buy our gadgets that wash our dishes and our clothes for us and all this other stuff that we have to do that we never end up having any leisure time anyway. But people that live out in the bush, they have to work 3 hours a day, and the rest of it's pretty much leisure time.
Speaking of leisure time, do we know what time it is in Scandinavia?
Must be, it's probably late there. Oh, yeah, it is.
Cheers.
Cheers.